And then we get the actual worst acting of the entire series.
Oh, this is when I just feel genuinely sorry for the actor.
But I don't, because he did it. He's like, I want to be a professional actor. And then he was like, yes, this is what I will now do while being filmed. Hi everyone, I'm Lily Rosson.
And I'm Cole Paulson.
And welcome to Deep Space Wine, a podcast that attempts to recap and decode every episode of Deep Space Nine, the forgotten stepchild of the Star Trek universe. Each episode we will share a bottle of wine, wind down, and then wind ourselves up again with our strong opinions about DS9. Because, in our social experience, there is nothing people love more than when someone talks at length about Star Trek or wine.
And you can talk with us now on our Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Got our Instagram up and running. What's our handle? Deep Space Wine underscore podcast. Deep Space Wine underscore podcast.
Yeah. Great. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Please slide into our DMs.
Please. Talk to us.
Send whatever you want. No, I take that back.
Censor yourself and then come talk to us.
So the episode.
The Passenger.
The Passenger, or as I've been calling it, Micromanagement 101, or could this meeting have been an email?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I can't wait for you to find out, because it's so good you haven't noticed these things.
Look, it was a horror episode. At least that's what it was going for. Star Trek, they try to do a horror flick every now and then, and they very rarely succeed at making it actually scary.
That's so funny. I didn't even pick up on that.
Really? Okay, great. So we got
awesome.
Different interpretations.
Is that what they were doing?
It was a horror.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gleefully catching every single horror trope that they were dropping at us.
Great. Look, maybe I don't understand the genre, or maybe they don't understand the genre.
I will argue that they understand it as well as like a college screenwriting lecturer does, because it was just one time-honored trope after another. I was like collecting them like in my basket of bad tropes.
So good.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how many I can list in our recap.
This is exciting.
It was not a master class in horror because it wasn't scary at all.
I mean, I totally missed it. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of horror films. I have like a deep aversion to jump scares.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
It's one of the main things in horror films.
So what you're saying is you were never stirred or moved or horrified by what happened?
Not once.
Not even some acting choices?
I was definitely horrified by some acting choices. You're right.
Yeah, I thought that was the most horrific.
But I would say I was more like, I found it very funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a silly 42 minutes.
It's so silly, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I will say, there are all the ingredients for a great episode in it.
Sure.
If you look closely, there's kernels of greatness. And I am ready to wring this thing like a wet rag, to capture the good character moments, to see maybe what this episode could have been.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I was just collecting tropes. And I turned to our friends at tvtropes.com to get some amazing names for some of these.
Yeah.
So that's my two takes on this. It's like what it could have been and what we ended up with, which was still just deliciously silly. Neither true horror nor horrible.
Great. I think I just am reveling in the silliness of this. So I think we're on the same page.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to hear what you're bringing to the table.
I mean, I hope you're prepared for me to actually analyze some moments, because there's some glimmers of excellence.
I think I agree with that. Yeah. I think, and particularly in character development.
Exactly.
There's some good,
some really good character moments.
Yeah.
Like for Odo especially.
Yeah, agreed.
And then they made some choices towards the end where it just went off the rails. And it made me really sad, but it also just got sillier and sillier.
Did it make you sad? I was cheering. It was ridiculous.
It got so ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe let's say the choice of villain is not even slightly scary.
Oh, gosh. They're trying to surprise us.
Yeah.
But, it hurt.
Surprise.
It really hurt.
Great. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Should we chat about the wine?
I would be thrilled. What do you got for us?
I've picked another French wine. Can you believe it?
No, actually.
You can't believe it.
You're like an Aussie file. Is that a word?
But I think I'm trying to repair the damage I've done in that I don't actually drink a ton of Australian wine, even though I think it's very good.
Sure.
And I thought maybe...
You're misrepresenting yourself.
I'm misrepresenting myself. And I actually do mainly drink a lot of French white wine as my go-to in my days off. when I'm not recording this podcast.
What are you doing when you're not recording this podcast?
Oh, who knows? Watching Star Trek. Probably. So tonight we're drinking a 2021 Muscadet. It's by a producer called Jo Landron. She's very cool. So it's a Muscadet Sèvre et Maine, which is the area that it's from. And it's called Amphibolite, or if we're pronouncing it in French.
Oh, and we are.
It's Amphibolite.
Oui, oui.
Ouais.
Oui, oui, oui.
Ouais. And this is from the Loire Valley, as Muscadets are. Have you had this varietal before?
How related is it to Moscato?
Not.
Then no.
Yeah, this is not a Moscato. Moscato.
Teaching me about Muscadet.
Muscadet. So it's a French white. It's made from a grape called Melon de Bourgogne, or it's sometimes, I think, just called Melon. And it's interesting because while a lot of the AOC wines, which is
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. No?
It's like the appellation control, like the way the French government tells you what you can and cannot call wines.
Sure, okay.
And they have similar things for cheeses and
Right.
whatnot. So while a lot of them are named after their region or the like varietal, this is named for the characteristic of the wine, which is the melon grape, the melon, which is like a grape with a musk-like taste. However, this wine does not have any muskiness or musket-like flavors or aromas. It's actually like a very straightforward wine.
What is musk? Let's go back to that. What is musk?
Muskiness. Well,
Is
I
it
think
how like male mammals smell when they're in heat?
yeah, so let me assure you, this wine does not taste or smell like a ferret about to get busy.
Thank goodness.
God, I don't know. The questions you ask me.
I'm thinking, if you're going to talk about musk, let's talk about musk.
Like a musky aroma and must. It's like sort of an earthiness, but a sweetness.
Okay.
Yeah, so things that maybe you would associate with a Moscato.
Yes. A Moscato.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
So moving on from that, Muscadets, I think, got a pretty bad rap in the 20th century as a very boring wine. My old head chef is a French guy who has gotten a second call out on this podcast, even though he'll never listen to it. He like makes fun of people for ordering Muscadet because it's like the table wine of France.
Shit.
But I think over the past 20 to 30 years, winemakers have started making it a lot more interesting and doing lots of cool things with it, including this producer, Jo Landron. And then I've got some words from the producer.
Please.
It's a wine with beautifully spontaneous aromas, citrusy in character, and saline on the finish. This wine is like a young child, which, whether happy or angry, lets everything loose at once.
Let's talk about spontaneous aromas. The aroma's just like, hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they're saying. It's like a really fresh wine, and Muscadets in general. They say don't save them, just drink them when they're young and fresh.
Okay.
It's produced from vines aged between 35 and 40 years, and it's vinified like on a really short period to keep the freshness and minerality, and only like a little bit of sulfur to retain the earth to glass essence of the wine.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Oh, and the name comes from the kind of soil, like the kind of rocks that it's grown in.
Which name?
Amphibolite.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sounds amazing.
That's terroir again.
Indeed. And now I know what terroir is. I can't pronounce it right, but...
I can't either. So that's the wine. Would you like some?
Oh, you know I would.
Give me a glass.
I shudder to think what your French chef would say after I order a wine at his restaurant.
Well, he doesn't have a restaurant anymore. He has a catering company.
His guests heard him like talking shit about them. He got chased out of
No,
place.
he's a lovely man, but he has strong opinions about French white wines.
Sure. Amphibolite.
Amphibolite.
Amphibolite. Cheers. Salut. Oh my gosh, that is good. Honey is what jumps out at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
All the, like the floral notes probably is what you're getting. Yeah.
Oof. And what made you decide to pair this with our episode tonight?
Well, mainly I saw it and I wanted to drink it.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's the reason enough.
I haven't had it before, but I have had the Jo Landron sparkling Muscadet called Atmospheres, and that is very, very beautiful. So if you find that, drink it. I don't know, Muscadet You think it's your boring table wine, but is it?
Is it a happy baby? Or wait, what was that? A happy or
It's
an
a
angry
young child, whether happy or angry, lets everything loose at once.
And you do not know what this episode is going to throw at you next.
Yeah.
Just like this wine.
I think so. I think we did it.
Yep. And it's delicious.
This is very good. I think it's going to go down easy.
Too easy. We're going to have to be careful.
Woo!
If I'm going to drop all my really deep readings on this episode, I need to do it before the Amphibolite hits me.
Yeah.
Let's get on this ride.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The passenger.
Right.
Let's go for it.
So the first scene opens on a runabout with Kira begrudgingly admitting that she was impressed with Bashir saving a woman's life.
Yeah. Bashir is very proud of bringing someone back to life, apparently. Which I thought was deliciously ironic foreshadowing. He's like, I'm so good, I brought someone back to life.
I'm pretty much the hand of God.
And maybe a bit of a horror trope that hubris will come back to bite him later in an ironic way.
That dang hubris. So she's impressed and he says, oh, well, you should be. I impressed myself on that one, actually.
Bloody hell.
He's so smug.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be rooting for this guy? No. Yeah, so he waxes lyrical about how amazing he is as a doctor, and Kira is pretty mad at this. And she says, did anyone ever tell you that you're a... But the thought is never finished. And I was thinking, want to finish that sentence, Cole?
Yeah, I would have paid tickets to know what she was going to say.
What was she going to say?
Has anyone ever told you that you are...
A smug little twerp. Go knock yourself in the face like last episode.
You did it so well last time.
Do it.
I'm not good at being mean like Kira.
Or me. I feel like it came very naturally to me. So this is interrupted by a distress signal that's been picked up, and they come to the rescue. So they beam a bomb the ship, which is in serious trouble, and whoever decided to have Bashir and Kira acting out, looking at tricorders and struggling through smoke must have really liked high school pantomime productions.
Oh, shots fired.
Woo! Yeah, I'm pretty mean.
Are you seeing the behind-the-scenes tension between these two actors?
I think so. Yeah.
Because they make a baby like 1 or 2 years after this.
And it's interesting they didn't want to go there with the characters, but I suppose they have nothing in common.
I think it could have had more chemistry than any of Kira's love interests.
Oh yeah, they're all wet fish.
It's weird that they didn't consider that.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, especially as they started out hating each other, like classic romantic
I mean,
pairings.
everyone starts out hating Bashir.
Sure, it's really easy to hate Bashir. Yeah. Chem.
Anyway, they made a baby.
They did Django. Sorry, we don't need to talk about Django. Is that inappropriate? I don't know.
I mean, the information's out there.
Django's doing well.
You don't need to look up his Instagram or Google what he looked like as a baby.
Now that you and I stalked him on Instagram after a bottle of wine once.
What? I never. I definitely do that.
Wish you well, Django.
So on a side note, the portable med kit is kind of spiffy. Did you see that? Do you notice that?
It's a nice little kit, yeah.
It's like a nice sort of little silver bag with leather straps, and I would wear it.
Great. When you need to see if someone's alive or dead.
Yeah. But no, I would just wear it, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, I like 4-man function.
That's a little bulky.
No, I love that. You can use it as a weapon. So Bashir finds a woman on the ground, and she has the most aquiline alien nose we've seen thus far.
Oh, it is aquiline.
Kind of looks like a tropical fish. Bashir says that they have to evacuate the ship, but the lady does not want Bashir to go behind the door for the other person that's on board. He is a prisoner who started the fire, but Bashir, he can't resist performing some of his life-saving maneuvers.
Well, does Bashir listen to women when they ask him to not do something?
Does he listen to anyone?
Especially attractive women. He tunes out whatever they have to say.
Yeah. So you're calling her as a hottie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
I mean, right now she's a little beat up, but she's a hottie.
It's true. But follow them home after saying, please don't follow me home. He will do that.
He's great at doing the exact opposite of whatever they tell him to do.
No means yes. So yeah, Bashir goes behind the door, and it's the prisoner who started the fire. So he tries to save this prisoner, but is rewarded by being strangled by the dangerous prisoner.
Oof.
Who grasps Bashir by the neck and says, Make me
live.
And then dies. Or does he?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step over your amazing interpretation.
Oh, no, it's great. But this delivery that he gives, maybe it's going to inform some of the acting that is to come.
You're right. The dying man sets the tone for the campiness of this whole piece.
Yeah.
Make me live. As long as we're talking about props, what about Kira's fire extinguisher sleeves?
What?
Did you not notice those?
Oh my gosh.
All right, rewind.
Where did she get that from? Does she just have that on her?
No, she clearly goes to some fire extinguisher panel, and then she comes back looking like the Terminator.
Oh my God, I can't believe I missed this. The things you miss when you're in recap mode, I tell ya.
Right.
Yes. And then it's cut to opening credits.
Make me
live. Make me live. All right, so the next scene, Bashir is hard at work in the medical bay helping tropical fish alien woman. Her name is Tai Kajada, and she's Kobliad security. And she's immediately distressed to be aboard DS9 as her prisoner, who was named Vantika, was attempting to get there. Even after being informed that Vantika is dead, Tai Kajada is insistent that she see the body. And we find out that morgues don't seem to have changed much in the future.
Yeah, you're right.
Put them in a tray, roll them out.
Roll them out. Yeah. Okay, Tai Kajada. Let's list all of her tropes. She is the hot, competent, steadfast cop. She's your Mariska Hargitay. She's every gorgeous cop who's just dedicated and professional, right?
But she's also from Alien.
Yeah,
Ellen Ripley.
She's your Sigourney Weaver.
She's Ellen Ripley.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, she is completely paranoid, or is she? Is she just crazy prepared?
Is she like, maybe you should all listen to me, and everyone's like, ha, you silly woman?
Yeah, and she's that harbinger trope of I'm trying to warn you. No one's listening to me. And she's actually spelling out what is yet to come, right?
Yeah.
She serves many functions, and I think she does a great job.
She does. So Kajada, like you say, she's skeptical the prisoner is dead, as he's faked his death before, which has resulted in the deaths of many others. And can we quickly talk about her hair?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got a very 1940s feel to it. I can't remember what that style is called, but the Andrews sisters were wearing it in all the videos. And she's got a maroon peplum 2-piece suit, and it's pretty good.
I thought it was very well matched to her skin tone. You've taught me to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she takes a knife and plunges it into this dead dude's torso, which really freaks out Bashir, understandably.
But we find out it's because Vantika was a brilliant yet crazy scientist who was trying to prolong his own life. And Kajada has been tracking him for 20 years. Yikes, girl. So yeah, she stabs him to ascertain that he is definitely dead, and then demands an autopsy to confirm his identity. And Bashir is taken aback. This is all very much above his pay grade emotionally, and they have to do some close talking.
She gets 3 centimeters away from his face because she is an intense person.
And he's
she's on a mission.
Women.
Woman who I'm too afraid to flirt with because she's real intense.
She's terrifying, yeah.
She's that cop who just lives to pursue her prey. I mean, she's Javert.
Yeah.
I got Catch Me If You Can vibes where Tom Hanks is just chasing this dude for decades.
This is her life's work.
Yeah. This obsession, right?
Yeah. Love a girl boss. Sorry. Hate that term. It's terrible. Slay girl, slay. Meanwhile, at Quarks, we have the return of the coveted by me purple mugs.
Could you drink out of them? These inverted cylinder mugs? I think it'd be very messy to drink out of.
I think so too.
Yeah. But I still want to get you one for Christmas.
Yeah, it'd be great. And you could just place it somewhere and look at it. Put a straw in it, drink out of that.
There you go.
Yeah, all right. So Quark is creepily serving Dax an iced ractuccino with extra cream. And he says that he's at her service day or night, and it's very, very creepy. But once again, Dax takes this with equanimity because she abides creeps.
Yes, she even flashes him this beautiful, warm smile.
Totally. I think it lends some credibility to my theory that they smash later.
She's totally flirting with Quark.
Yeah, she is.
No, you're right.
So Odo is watching on, and he dismisses Quark's implications that Dax is totally into this situation. And Quark says, there's nothing wrong with a good delusion. I sell them upstairs to dozens of people every day. And I love when they reference that the hollow suites are absolutely used for
just sex dens.
Sexy times.
Yeah, they're just the cleanup in those things has got to be rough.
Oh, Rom.
Yeah. That's Rom's job.
That's what he's doing all day. And then they have some silly barbs. So he says to Odo, there's something in her eyes when she looks at me. He says, an allergic reaction, no doubt. That's great. And then Odo astutely states that Dax seems to prefer spending her time alone, which in lieu of the last episode is, he's picking up on something. And he says that he understands that, and he seems to sort of be into her. And it's a pretty big leap from wanting to hang her from her heels last week.
That was Curzon, the murderer.
I mean, one in the same.
Okay, I don't think the scene is about Quark or Dax. I think it's entirely about Odo.
Interesting.
And I think he's full of crap.
Yeah.
He's like, I totally relate to her quiet, wanting to be alone routine. No, you're sitting at the bar talking to your worst enemy.
Yeah. He does identify as a lone wolf, though.
Yeah, but I think it's bullshit. He talks about humanoids drinking Ractagino, and his delivery. He's like, ugh, drinking Ractagino.
Yeah.
And he tries to act above it all.
Yeah.
And it really hit me that maybe he's jealous, of humanoids getting to enjoy these simple pleasures like an iced coffee.
Yeah. It is. Oh, I love an iced coffee.
And Quark's like, oh, come on. Like, we don't all want to be lonely and miserable like you. Some of us like company.
The feel of smooth, pliant flesh.
Ugh.
The creepiest line of the
Yeah.
episode.
But then when Odo says, why do you bother, Quark? Why do you want things you can't have? And I think that the actor, Rene Auberjonois, gives away...
You're just going to slide by the fact that you learned
I'm trying
his
not
last
to say,
name?
I'm trying not to say Rene Eggplant. Rene Aubergine. I think when Odo says, why do you want things you can't have? He's talking about himself. Because he wants connection and warmth. Sorry, I did a deep read of this scene.
Deep reading on Odo.
Yeah.
I love your about face of the character of Odo. You went into this series, all cops are bastards.
No. I was just saying that that's a common discussion point nowadays.
Okay.
But I've always...
You've been Team Odo.
Had a soft spot for Odo. And I think this episode is where his vulnerabilities are most transparent. Like the chinks in his armor are most clear.
It's true.
And the actor does a really good job of when he says, why do you want things you can't have? You can tell that Odo doesn't believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I just want to reach out and give the guy a hug.
I think it's great. But I think I would argue that the chinks in his armor are always kind of obvious. It's always just below the surface with Odo.
No, you're very right. But
he's a sort of very vulnerable character.
He really is.
He plays it so tough.
But he's pretty transparent, isn't he?
He's a big old softy.
Yeah. And some characters like see right through it and even call him out later in this episode.
Yeah. I love that these conversations happen with Quark, though.
Yeah.
So I guess the other element of this scene that the whole time this has kind of been a bit of foreplay because Odo's been waiting to sort of dangle this information that he knows about the Duridium shipment, which is
foreplay. I love that.
Thank you. This is a big plot point in this episode. And he says, I'm watching you, Quark. And Quark says, and I'm watching Jadzia. And then also this random Starfleet guy has been watching everyone. Who is this guy? He's all up in Odo's grill about how Odo handles security. And Odo's like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Turns out this guy is Lieutenant George Primmin, and he's Starfleet security. And Primmin insists on seeing Odo's plan for security surrounding the Duridium shipment, and Odo reluctantly agrees. And do you think that Primmin could have been cast as the average-looking husband with a hot wife in a sitcom in the 90s?
Yes, I think he is so perfectly cast.
Yeah.
To me, he's that middle America businessman who I was always stuck on flights with, who's on some overnight business trip and is drinking beers in the airport bar, trying to like chat people up.
Yeah.
He's just your everyman who wants to be a nice guy, puts his foot in it more often than not.
Yeah.
I actually am a huge Primmin fan. I wish he was around longer.
You're a Primmin fan.
I just like what he brings. The only reason they brought him in was because a certain someone is still at the rager that is Keiko O'Brien's mom's 100th on
that
Earth.
party is going on forever.
It is going on.
And why not Keiko's mom? Why not?
She deserves it. She's lived a good life.
She
So
does.
O'Brien's back drinking sake. So they brought in this other yellow shirt. And obviously he brings in some wrinkles to the storyline.
Yeah.
In fact, he serves a certain trope. TV Tropes calls it jurisdiction friction.
Ooh.
It's just like, oh, this is FBI. No, this is local police. And it's a very common way in cop movies and horror movies to add some human tension to the people trying to solve things and add that human layer. It's just people arguing about, this is my turf.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Primmin is.
I've been calling it saucy office politics.
Yeah, it's some spicy DS9 jurisdiction politics.
It's great. It's great.
Lily, I think you might have skipped over the most critical element of that entire scene in Quark's bar.
Tell me.
There was a certain figure in the background I really thought you'd notice. Let's go back to the very beginning.
Oh my God.
You were too busy recapping.
All right, let me see.
Who's that back by the Dabo wheel?
Who is it?
It's Pirate Shirt Man.
It's Red Pirate Shirt.
It's Red Pirate Shirt Man.
Oh my God. Like someone needs to talk to his wife. He has a gambling addiction. Or husband, sorry.
We were lamenting last week that we were never going to get his story, but I think it's going to come out.
My God, I am so hopeful it's an Easter egg that's been left specifically for us. No one
exactly. Yeah, my working theory at the moment is that he is the partner of a Starfleet officer assigned to the station, a sort of like tragic Keiko O'Brien figure. Oh. And in his idleness, he's turning to the Dabo wheel. Yep. Every day in the same red pirate shirt.
Addiction. Gosh. I'm devastated I missed that. So back in ops, Bashir is telling Sisko, Dax and Kira that everything appears hunky-dory with the autopsy on Vantika. Apparently the Kobliad people are a dying race and require Duridium to stabilize their cell structure to prolong their lifespan. Duridium is in high demand. The Federation is supplying it to the Kobliad people. Vantika was planning to hijack the shipment. They discuss how Kajada had been chasing Vantika most of her adult life, and it's not something that she's ready to let go of easily.
It's an obsession.
It is an obsession, but Sisko is skeptical that Vantika is still alive.
Rightly so. Yeah. So the line I liked was, Dax says Kajada's been chasing him most of her adult life. She says, in a way, they're as intimately connected as any two beings can be. Ooh. Lily, what frenemy pairing of a cop and a criminal does that line also maybe sound like?
Odo and Quark?
So in my effort to squeeze as much interpretation as we can, I'm choosing to interpret Kajada and Vantika as a sort of dark shadow of the Odo-Quark dynamic.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
There's been a lot of discussion about intimacy and loneliness. You know, Quark says we all want to be close with each other. And it's like, well, okay, how close do you really want to get to someone?
Yeah, because you know them so intimately. You know all the worst parts of them.
Yeah. And then later in the episode, it becomes even more over the top, just how merged two people can be. It's almost this like weird foreshadowing of the horror element too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a really dumb metaphor.
Yeah.
I mean, great metaphor. So then in the saucy office politics of who is the security officer, Sisko calls Primin to his office about a security issue. Kira says that she'll call Odo, but Primin is all, I got this. And Kira's eyes narrow and she seems offended on Odo's behalf.
Oh, yeah. She is looking out for Odo. She pounces immediately.
She has got his back. So in Sisko's office, Primin starts a condescending dialogue about how Odo doesn't know what he's doing. And Sisko explains once again that we are not on the Enterprise. This place is the flea market of the galaxy, and for God's sake, everybody gossips. So Odo is probably making sure that Quark knows we know he knows, which is a great line.
Yeah, it's nice to see Sisko's adapting to the strange, quirky ways of the station, which shows you how well suited he was for this post.
He's changed his tune about this appointment on DS9.
But man, he really goes down poor Primin's throat. I mean, he does not abide fools.
No, I love this scene.
Did you? That was a little harsh.
No, Sisko doesn't want this guy's opinion because this guy's being condescending as fuck. He's like, oh, this isn't how we did it in the academy. What the hell can this guy know? It's like, what? He just got here. Come on, man.
He just, it's his first flight out of Arkansas, and he's just not used to culture shock.
How many of this guy have you met?
Like, I had a job where I was flying all over the U.S., and I was literally always sitting next to this guy. He was always wearing a polo shirt, working on his little laptop, sipping a beer.
And this is how we're different, because you have empathized and identified with this person, and I hate him. And if I'd seen more of him, I'd be like, this fucking guy.
I actually think he's a good dude. I would drink beers with this dude.
Look, he redeems himself.
He does.
But Sisko doesn't want his opinion. He says they're the guests of the Bajorans, and he could actually learn a thing or two from Odo, which is true. And then he uses some very short, sharp consonants. He's like, clear!
Is that clear?
And he's pissed. And Sisko says that Primin and Odo have to work together. You're right, Sisko, he is mad that this has even come up. And you know what? This guy doesn't even match the frames of the office doors. And he does not like it. Look at that face. Rage.
he literally doesn't blend in here.
No. So Primin, who is suitably chastised, apologizes to Odo. And Odo brushes off this apology.
It's quite a thorough apology.
It's good.
Yeah.
This
like,
ain't
it's maybe
no
an
notes
over
app.
apology.
This is real. Yeah. And then I have a question. What is a bailiwick?
It's my new favorite word.
Yes.
I Googled it.
Great.
It's your sphere of influence or your area of influence.
All right, Primin.
Yeah.
Coming in with the bailiwick.
You thought he was just some guy working for a sign manufacturer in rural Missouri.
His name's John.
Is John working at some aluminum plant, but he knows the word bailiwick.
He likes talking about the misses.
I know he talks about the missus so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have a lot of business meetings with Primin, and they would always want to know how many kids I had, and then they'd want to talk sports.
Sure.
I would be like, none, and go Broncos, and then like, let's move on, because
Yeah.
I challenge all men in polo shirts out there to find a third thing to talk about.
Yeah, or like connect with someone on any other topic.
Any other level.
Yeah. Look, it's all they have in their toolkit.
Yeah.
We've got to feel bad for them. Poor old Primin. So they shake hands. Odo says that he can explain what he's doing. In the middle of Odo explaining that he's taken every precaution and doesn't need help, it appears that everything in the computer's active memory has been accessed and purged, which kind of takes the wind out of Odo's sails that he's got everything under control. Yeah. And Odo exclaims that this is impossible. And Kajada, who presumably has been waiting outside just for her entrance at the perfect moment for this one-liner, appears and said, "Oh, it's possible."
Just waiting for her cue to be as unnerving as possible.
Yeah.
And just think of every horror movie where there's like one lone survivor, and right when things start to get bad, they're just like, "He is coming," you know?
Yeah, it's true. And no one will listen.
Yeah.
But you know what? Vantika has pulled this before. That's how she knows.
This dude who just can't seem to die. I mean, how many characters can we list? It gave me Voldemort. It's very Hannibal Lecter. It's every Jason from Friday the 13th, part 17.
Freddy.
Yeah. It's every single sequel of a horror movie.
Yeah. So anyway, back in Ops, Kajada is again trying to convince the Brains Trust that Vantika must be alive and is on board trying to get to the Geridium shipment.
She says, "I've learned to think like he thinks."
Ooh.
Like she's in his mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And she kind of is. Is she? Bashir denies this, then says it's not possible. Primin agrees and says it doesn't make any sense that this guy would go after just one file. And Odo practically rolls his eyes. I think he does. And then blah, blah, blah. It'd be obvious to take one single file, but taking everything is a vulnerability for the ship system. They will find how they did it in an unauthorized use of the system and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Do you care?
I bizarrely followed all the technobabble in this episode, but it's complete bunk.
Oh, it's batshit.
Like there's logic.
There's a logic to it, but it's batshit logic.
But it's complete bunk. Yeah.
And then Cisco patronizes Kajada.
Yeah.
And Kajada is very mad about this, and rightly so.
I just thought they were all playing the skeptical protagonists, the Scullys of the piece.
But they're patronizing.
They are.
Yeah.
Which understandably, like this dude is lying dead in the morgue, and she's like, "He's not dead."
Yeah. And I think Cisco's like, "Maybe it's his ghost." And it's like, come on, Cisco. Like, This is a sci-fi show. Sci-fi shit happens.
But it is.
It's like Hermione in Harry Potter. She's like, that doesn't make sense. And they're like, it's magic. What?
Yeah. But the DS9 characters don't realize they're in a bad horror movie. They're dealing with like EPS conduits and Cardassian treaties on a daily basis. And she's like, "You are living a horror movie, and I'm trying to tell you about Freddy Krueger."
Okay.
And they're like, "No, we just had a courtroom episode last week. Get out of our genre."
You're not there.
Like, wrong genre. Yeah.
She also drops a little tidbit that he sort of worked in medicine.
Yes. Like he's a mad scientist.
Yeah.
You've got this guy who's trying to beat death.
Oh,
Even the pursuit to cheat death is a trope. TV tropes calls it immortality, immorality.
Oh,
These
I
villains
love
who are
TV
just
tropes.
driven. I know, it's so good.
So good.
Which is Voldemort's reason for being the first few books, right? He'll suck that unicorn blood.
But it's delicious.
all the witches who are trying to like sacrifice children to retain their youth.
Yeah, the pursuit of eternal youth.
Yeah.
What will you do?
Yeah.
Society. Yeah. Again, I think I was talking about this last week.
You were.
That current billionaire who's like taking his son's blood to try and be 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
Topical.
No, I that's exactly what I thought. You were just talking about it last week, and these actual vampires who are injecting the blood of their own children.
Yeah. Here, I made a blood bag.
Yeah.
Give me your cells.
I guess you'd know more about this than me, but all these newfangled ways that billionaires are trying to cheat death. Like, I guess cryogenics has been around, but downloading your brain into a computer or...
Did you say I would know more about this than you?
You brought it up last week as if it was like a thing we should all know.
I feel like I've just seen it on TikTok, but like I'm not in pursuit of eternal youth.
Plasma transfusions, cryogenics, biohacking, cellular rejuvenation. It's very timely for this.
Biohacking is very in.
Yeah. What is biohacking?
Well, it's just one of those dumb terms that doesn't mean anything.
It's a dumb Silicon Valley term for like cheating the human body.
Or just like knowing things about the human body and then doing things based on that.
Like
it's dumb.
injecting yourself with your teenage son's blood.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Gross.
Apparently it's kind of working. He's got like the heart of a 30-year-old and he's 45.
At what cost? And hubris also.
Hubris.
So eventually Cisco relents and says that they'll operate under the assumption that Vantika is alive, but he's clearly sort of trying to placate.
But he really does come around.
He does. Look, to be fair, he does it.
He throws her a bone.
Oh. But then Odo...
She does have a great line. It's a mistake to ignore me.
It's a mistake to ignore me.
Oh my gosh, let's turn this into a musical.
Oh.
Make it even more fun.
So then in the middle of this scene, Odo has a bone to pick with Cisco. And it's time for more office politics. What we call it, jurisdiction friction. And this is my favorite scene of the episode.
It is. It's an amazing scene.
Particularly in contrast with the Primmin scene.
Yes.
So Odo threatens to quit again because he's a dramatic guy.
He's so dramatic.
And he's like, you asked me to stay, not the other way around, which is funny.
Oh, he's throwing a little tantrum. Like
Total
baby
tantrum. But Cisco's ready to placate him and calls him Constable. And he's like, Constable, very cute.
Don't condescend. Yeah.
And Cisco's like, it's an expression of affection. Major Kira was the first to use it. And Odo's like, I don't need anyone's affection. I need clearer jurisdiction or I am out. And it's a very different interaction to the one with Primmin because Cisco is giving him a lot of grace.
I love Cisco's leadership here. I love Avery's acting.
Yeah, me too.
He knows to treat fire with water.
Yes.
He knows to fight fire with water.
Yeah.
Odo's like, I don't need your affection. And then Cisco just says, I like you, Odo.
I like you. Like, I don't need that from you. And then he literally gives him affection.
Yeah.
And he says it with such a loving smile. And that
I need you here.
Yeah, I need you. I know where you stand. But Starfleet was always going to send someone to protect its interests. And you just have to learn to get along with him. And Odo's all like, well, tell him that. Tell Primmin. And
Cisco's like, I did.
He's like, I already have.
Primmin's fine with it.
Odo still wants to know who's in charge. And apparently it's him in joint operations between the two. And this is acceptable to Odo. And Cisco watches him go and smiles. And he's so happy to see a security officer who matches the interior design.
Like, I want my security officers blending in with the doors.
This is how it's meant to be. You are part of this place, literally.
Odo, he's like a teenager who isn't really in control of his emotions. He lashes out and overreacts when he feels threatened. And Cisco's just there to receive it all.
He's the kind, confident parent.
He's like the parent of a teenager himself who's ready for this.
Yeah, he's done it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, I love Cisco in this scene.
Yeah. See, nuggets of good character stuff in this silly episode.
Agreed. This was my favorite scene. Meanwhile, someone has tried to break into the cargo bay looking for a Listerine strip.
Yes.
Nope, it's a map of a brain, and it's really gold and shiny, and that's what they found.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a scene where we see Quark's micromanagement style.
This scene actually made me deeply uncomfortable.
Tell me.
So it's after hours, and Quark is literally crawling on the floor, like, looking for coins. And I don't know, the Ferengi are already a very thinly veiled, problematic, anti-Semitic trope.
He's literally money grubbing.
I mean, all the Ferengi are played by Jewish actors even, and he's literally crawling on the floor looking for coins. It's just ick.
It sits badly. And you know what I don't like about it? I hadn't really looked at the design of Quark's. But they've got these like long sort of tubular pillars that run up the staircases, and they're sort of gold and spiraling in different ways. And all the Ferengi have to wipe them. There's all these Ferengi working there, and they have to wipe them. And I'm like, that is such a shit job.
It's a shit job.
And as someone who has like done shit jobs like that, like imagine if that were your job. And there's Quark just looking for coins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's uncomfortable.
I
Very uncomfortable.
thought this whole scene was too contrived of a setup.
Sure.
The screenwriter said that he wrote a little ditty for Quark to sing about profit, and I'm certain that it was meant to be for this scene.
Sure.
Like this little like hobbit singing about like a little prophet hobbit.
Do you think that would have made it better if he were crawling on the ground singing his little song?
Oh, no.
But on top of that, he's also micromanaging because he's like, you guys didn't even find these coins. And if you can't do it, I'll just do it myself, which is terrible management. And I recommend never doing that if you're a manager.
Tips from the trade.
Look, you heard it here first. Don't be Quark. But then suddenly a scary person in black evening gloves grabs Quark from behind. Oh, the horror. I don't know how I missed it.
Terrifying.
It's Vantika, I guess. He wants to know if Quark is still going to organize everything to help him, like was promised. So they've been in cahoots, apparently.
Quark had been conspiring with this guy
He
to
was
steal
the
the
accomplice
Duridium.
that Sisko was worried about.
Yep.
But Quark thought this guy was dead. And he says, almost, but not quite. And then he disappears.
Now,
Who could it be?
did you recognize the voice?
I did.
I thought the voice was really recognizable. And apparently the producers were also furious about the scene because there is a split second where you even see him.
You see his face?
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to stop it
Yeah.
and pause it.
But even the voice alone, it's like, okay.
Terrible.
Are they evening gloves or are they like ski gloves? Sort of like felt.
Look, they seemed a silly choice.
Look, if you're a villain, you're going to wear black gloves. That's just what you do.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out of the villain handbook.
Exactly.
All right. Meanwhile, in a completely unrelated scene, Kajada has been asked by Bashir to meet her in the infirmary. And Bashir is showing off some of his killer bedside manner to prove he knows how to speak to people.
This chap who Bashir is treating, who maybe pulled his back lifting something.
Yeah.
He's with us all 7 years. His name is Lieutenant Jones.
No.
So just if you enjoy looking at the background denizens of DS9, get to know Lieutenant Jones.
All right, let me commit his face to memory.
Yeah.
It's not very memorable.
They let him talk exactly 3 times over 7 seasons, and it must have meant so much for this actor.
I feel like if he ever listens to this, please, we see you.
Like we see you, Lieutenant Jones.
And we will continue to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And remember to always lift with your legs, just like Bashir says.
Bashir has the scans back that were requested, and it's definitely Rayo Vantika who is dead in stasis, not a clone. Hey, remember that clone, Bashir?
Throwback. Isn't that nice? They actually did throwback to the clone.
Like, clones are a thing? Okay, bye.
Yeah. Also, Kajada, for no seeming reason at all, talks about how little she slept last night.
Sure.
The same night that the Black Gloves person was monstering Quark or whatever. But it is a very clear klaxon. She's a suspect. She's looking fishy.
Oh, you were sleeping, were you? Great alibi. So Dax has some information, and it's possible that Vantika's body is dead, but his brain lives on in another person. And Bashir immediately points the finger to Kajada, and Dax agrees. Wow.
And they use this notion that a humanoid or human only uses like 10% of their brain,
Sure.
which is one of the most infamous pieces of bunk science.
Sure.
I mean, did you see that movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson?
No, I didn't.
They make an entire film out of it, and she taps into the other 90%, and by the end, she's like levitating stuff, because that's what you can do.
Sure.
And it's based on absolutely nothing.
Sure.
Like, you might just not be using all of your brain at once, but you're using all your brain.
Sure.
So it's like, come on, Star Trek. This is complete nonsense. That
Maybe this is where we were in the early 90s.
Sure. But all right, so maybe Vantika is hiding in someone else's brain and the person doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
Great. Speaking of callbacks, they do a crazy callback to Star Trek 3, the movie,
Oh.
when they say, but only Vulcans have been known to transfer their consciousnesses because Spock transferred his to McCoy. So they're just like, we remember the movies.
Oh, yeah. We've seen those.
Yeah.
We're the writers.
Well, and then, so they immediately suspect Kajada.
Yeah.
And they say, well, what better place to hide than in the mind of your worst enemy?
Ooh.
And so it's like the ultimate melding of these two lives that have already been intertwined.
And a bunch
for
of
20
foreshadowing
years.
about that. So I suppose if you didn't already know it was Bashir, you'd be like, good be Kajada.
Right.
Yeah.
The original pitch for this episode was based on this premise of like, what if a cop who's been chasing a criminal for decades ends up getting fused with their mind? That was the nugget that inspired this thing.
All right. So I did actually have one intertextual link.
Ready.
And I'm just going to say the name of the film, and I don't want any follow-up questions.
Ready.
Face Off.
So I've never seen it.
Oh my God, have you never seen Face Off?
And I actually know nothing about it. But at one point this week, I was like, maybe that's what Face Off's about.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, we should absolutely watch that. Should we do like a special episode?
Just reviewing Face Off?
Reviewing Face Off.
I think that should be our new podcast, is actually reviewing really campy movies.
Great. All right, this is in the bin. Sorry, everyone. Last episode.
Who is it?
Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
The two best actors of our
Swap
time.
faces.
It sounds amazing.
And Face Off.
And they face off.
Double meaning.
The title itself is brilliant.
It's great. It's such a good movie.
I'm ready. My body is ready. Take me, Face Off.
You're not ready. So Dax and Bashir are in agreement, but Cisco doesn't think it's Kajada. He says it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Why would she be so eager to insist on Vantika's being alive?
It cuts from Dax and Bashir hatching this hack theory. It cuts right to Cisco saying, it doesn't make sense. Which, like, preach, Cisco.
I think I wrote, yeah, no duh. Like a 90s teenager. Because he's like, why would she be so eager to insist that Vantika's alive? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But Dax and Bashir claim that she might not even know. They use the metaphor of having a stowaway on board without realizing.
A passenger.
So this is where I get to what I've named this episode.
Okay.
Why does this episode have so many scenes with half a dozen people just standing around in a room? Like, could this not have been an email or, like, done over Skype?
Lily.
What is the point?
It's like you forgot that Vantika hacked into the computer system several scenes ago. They can't use the computers to communicate. He's on the computer system.
I have forgotten.
So much for a close reading, Lily.
Wow. That put me in my place.
It's actually so funny because, again, in this jurisdiction friction, Odo wants to deploy his teams for security, and Primin wants to use the computer to track Vantika. And so Primin's like, this can all be on computers. And Odo's like, not in my station.
Yeah.
So I guess you and Primin really would get along.
Wow.
You guys like efficiency.
That hurts, Cole.
Using new tech to be more efficient.
Did you hear how long you spent describing what the character of Primin is like?
And do you remember me also saying that these guys are good people?
Yeah, but do you know me? Have we met?
You could maybe maintain like 2 minutes of polite conversation with a Primin.
I feel like you don't know me at all.
You would probably like break a glass of beer over his head within 5 minutes.
I think I'd be more guilty of rolling my eyes and then ignoring
There
him.
would be so much eye roll.
Yeah. I'm less of a break something over someone's head and more of a, no, I'm done.
You're like a master eye roller.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
So Odo insists that Kajada be left out of all security plans. And when she figures this out, she can just be sent straight to him.
Yeah, he's like, she can deal with me.
She can just come to me when she works out we've left her out of everything. And then she's figured it out.
And then instantly the next scene. She's figured it out.
She's figured it out.
I mean, she's
great.
She doesn't abide fools either.
Yeah, she's a Sagani, all right. She asks Odo, what kind of fool are you? To which he replies,
my own special variety.
Which is whimsical and fun for him.
Is Odo my favorite character?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the best character. And I've worked out, apparently in some instances, I would smash.
Yeah, when he's being particularly efficient.
When he's really, and to be fair, he's not, like, I would not smash in this episode.
No, he actually messes up over and over again.
He messes up, he has tantrums.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
So she doesn't care for this at all, but Odo has restricted access to himself, Primin, Kira, and Cisco. Kajada asks about Quark, and Odo seems surprised, to which she replies that he's exactly the kind of accomplice Vantika would use. And then she tries to storm out, but has to wait for Odo to open the doors to his office. And is this the only room on the station without automatic doors? And Odo is a bit of a despot.
I bet it's a setting and Odo's a despot. That's I love that, like, very, very small character observation, whether intentional or not.
And he waits.
Yeah.
He waits. She's trying to storm out. She has to
leave.
pause. It's great.
So I love that she's being shut out of the hunt for Vantika. And instantly when she realizes that, she shifts to Quark. And it just sort of reinforces my little notion that the Kajada Vantika thing is like the shadow of Odo Quark. Like, she instantly spots the Quark on the station. And then she's like, what about Quark? And Odo says, I always keep an eye on him. Which just, again, sounds like rom-com. I thought, like, can't take my eyes off of you.
Yeah.
Here's looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, Odo's connection
I only
to
have
Quark
eyes
is
for
deep.
you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Quark's, this is a very funny scene.
Yeah.
The mercenaries in Quark are just sitting around throwing barbs about previous jobs they've worked on together. things they owe each other. And the mercenaries, most importantly, are bringing some fashion.
Oh my gosh, so much. Like, they're the only ones bringing it this episode.
Yes, aside from red pirate shirts.
True.
So there's a bearded dragon, Buffy demon mercenary, whose name turns out to be Durg. And he's in purple and a spangled vest outfit.
It's very loud.
It's loud. It screams, I'm a mercenary.
Like, for someone who's trying to sneak into ships and do crimes, he's wearing like the loudest, snappiest, purple, shimmering suit.
If his like crazy face didn't give him away, then that outfit will.
No, don't be racist against Durg's people.
I'm sorry. But he does have really spiky chin and a huge head.
He looks like a villain. he probably has to put up with that his whole life, Lily.
And thus,
why do you think he turned to villain? Because no one would hire him for a legitimate job.
I'm part of the problem.
But speaking of racism,
there's another mercenary that kind of looks like an extra from an Aladdin musical.
Are you talking about the dude in a do-rag? Because that is straight up racist. The do-rag says, I'm a criminal.
Yeah.
Also, there's nothing less intimidating than this Bajoran in a do-rag.
No.
Like, it's laughable.
They're a motley crew. They're like the Pirates of Penzance.
Like, I want to be friends with them.
I know. Maybe they should get into some amateur theatre.
I think
they like dressing up.
They could do some panto.
But Kajada is in the shadows doing some sneaking, but apparently not sneaky enough because suddenly she is hanging from the balustrade.
Yikes.
And she falls and injures herself pretty badly.
Yikes. I mean, she's actually doing a better job listening in on Quark's plans than Odo.
Sure.
She knows exactly who to be spying on, but unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time, Kajada.
Exactly. And then next scene, she's in the infirmary, so presumably Quark called for help when that happened. So he's not a total villain.
He's not.
Because she heard the plans, so he could have killed her. Got the mercenaries to do it.
That's a really good point, actually.
He's just villain light, you know? He's no Vantika.
Totally.
Kajada claims that she was pushed by Vantika. Bashir says that he can't keep Kajada conscious any longer, which is convenient. And it's a very crowded infirmary. Cisco, Odo, and Quark are all there. Quark claims that he was on his own and that he only saw her fall. And then Odo sort of disputes this, and there's a very good line where Quark, you know, doesn't like the inference. And Odo says, it's not an inference, it's a direct suspicion. Yeah. It's very good bit of dialogue.
Oh, Odo loves picking on Quark.
He loves it. They both what he lives for. Love it.
Yeah.
Like, all their scenes, are they going to kiss?
I mean, it's Odo's way to stave off the loneliness that he is in denial about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful connection. Cisco questions whether this could have been a suicide attempt, and Bashir doesn't know.
To me, that was almost a callback to The Exorcist, where there's a priest who hurls himself out of a window to kill the demon inside him.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went deep.
I mean, I just love some horrific intertextuality.
Yeah.
Or, again, this was a potpourri of tropes, and I was all for it. I wasn't terrified at all, but it was just a grab bag of tropes.
A potpourri of
A veritable potpourri.
There's some dried rose petals. Yeah. What else is in there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so Bashir has no idea because he doesn't know anything. But he says that he won't conduct any brain scans until he's sorted out the other injuries. And this gets a huge eye roll from Cisco. I see you.
Oh my gosh, he does.
It's great. He just hates Bashir, as do we all.
We all do. I think it's a huge shame that Kajada is out of commission for the rest of the episode, because even if she is a pretty two-dimensional character, the whole potential for her dynamic with Vantika and her mission just disappears.
But I think if we're following your logic of the role she plays as a trope,
yeah,
she's given the dire warnings,
right,
and then she's taken out of action,
yeah,
and then the hapless victims are just left to be like, what's going on?
Yeah, like it could have been a stronger episode, but instead she's relegated to serving a function, serving a role. Yeah.
That's fair. And we're in the stasis room, the morgue. Dax is checking out something beneath Vantika's nails, and then blah, blah, blah. He was sending his brain through his fingernails to someone else. And also what? He had a microscopic generator under his nails, and that's how he did it.
Well done, Jadzia. You're a brilliant scientist.
Who would have thought to check under the nails?
You looked at his glial cells.
For the glial cells.
Which are real. I Googled glial cells. They actually exist. Oh, it's all real science.
Oh, yeah. Look, all I heard was brain under his fingernails and a tiny generator.
Yeah.
Also, which is totally batshit. But Dax is pretty confident that now they know what they're looking for. and it should show up in a scan because now she's an expert on tiny fingernail generators.
She's good.
And then at the end of the scene, Dax keeps fondling the dead hand of Vantika.
And Cisco compliments her, and she just beams.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice. You really see just how much of a nerd Jedzia is.
You do.
She gets really excited about carving out some dead dude's nails.
She does.
Yeah.
And I think we're also reminded she's a 28-year-old woman who has all these degrees.
Yeah, I was like, look at me, I'm using my degrees.
And she's like, haha, I did it.
Yeah.
Science.
There's a lot of that this episode for her. She's the hero in a lot of ways.
She is. She
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, she's given more than she's ever been given. But can you just watch how she's just holding this guy's hand. And then Cisco leaves and she's like, yes.
Back to these beautiful dead man's fingers.
Meanwhile, Kira is doing some micromanaging of her own.
Getting security ready for the Duridium to arrive.
But Odo wants this to be the final checks. And then they both suddenly realize they don't know the whereabouts of Primin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is
a new
he
suspect.
A potential suspect. This guy that's just appered.
We got fishy business left and
O'Brien-shaped,
right.
but not O'Brien.
Yeah, that's how he is O'Brien-shaped. So Odo tears off to hunt down Primin, the new suspect.
His real villain in this episode is Primin.
Thank you.
So Quark, Dirg, off-brand Aladdin, and that other mercenary are strolling through the corridors.
You get a nice look at just how beautiful Aladdin's robes are. He looks like he's ready for Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah. So they're all strolling through the corridors and they're discussing how Quark managed to get his hands on a runabout somehow. But Quark can't take the credit. Vantika managed security access somehow. And then we have the big reveal.
The big reveal.
That we all saw
Who's
coming.
waiting for them?
It's Dr. Bashir. And what's he doing there? He's Vantika. And he's it's the most terrible delivery of lines.
And then for the rest of the episode, we're just stuck with possessed Bashir. Okay, in defense of...
Oh, God, no defense. No. What is the defense?
All right, I'm defending the actor Siddiq El-Fadl. He was clearly humiliated by this episode.
Was he?
So he says...
Post hoc, though.
Well, he says that he was only given the script the day before. And so he had less than a day to figure out how to act possessed.
I don't know if you can hear this, but I am rolling my eyes.
You are rolling your eyes. I mean, I think he's a human. And if he watched this episode, he saw how incredibly hokey and campy it is.
I just feel like he made some very particular choices that no one should make.
Here's the even crazier thing. He originally filmed it with an even worse voice. It was even more cringe, and they made him go back and dub over all of his lines.
No.
Because originally it was even worse.
This is dubbed?
And this was the second take voice.
Oh my God.
This was the best they could do. And at least Siddig knows that this is just awful.
I hope he takes responsibility. Like, blame who you want. That is you. That is you doing that. And then that was so bad that then you redubbed it, so you had a chance to do something else, and then this is what you did.
Do you know about Siddiq El-Fadl's pedigree, Lily? Minor digression.
Shakespeare? No.
So his lineage, his maternal uncle is Malcolm McDowell, who was a star of Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
And the villain in Star Trek Generations.
Yes.
And his paternal uncle was the Prime Minister of Sudan.
Right.
So, he's someone who was much like Bashir, was given the world of opportunity, and this was one of his first big acting roles. And this is probably the most Bashir we've gotten all the season, and he just chokes hard.
I just wonder, what was the director saying? What were the producers saying?
Act possessed.
Ah.
So TV Tropes has an amazing name. They call this performance Cold Ham.
Oh.
Where it's super hammy. It's so over the top and emotive, but it's delivered in this monotone.
Oh my God.
And so many villains have this monotone over the topness, and Bashir's going hard with the cold hamminess.
But they do it, and he is not doing it.
He's not pulling it off. The cold ham. Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, then we have a few quick scenes. Odo finds Primin doing some sneaky scans, and Primin then does some brown nosing. And he says he took a cue from Odo about Vantika avoiding the single file but attacking the whole system. And then the glitch in the security threat is in the waste reclamation system, and it's a subspace shunt. And I wasn't really paying attention when they explained that.
But look at you. You jotted it all down for the
There
recap.
we go.
Do
But-
you know what their waste reclamation system is?
Is that the toilet?
It's like the sewers. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, they say that that's not a...
Non-essential. I think that's very essential.
Pretty essential, guys.
Completely agree. I thought it was sort of nice that Primmin was taking a page from Odo's book, but no, he's just brown-nosing, isn't he? I'm such a fool.
He's totally
I'm
brown.
so naive.
He's popping his polo shirt collar and
He's
he's
like,
all
look
like,
at me.
Hey, boss, look at what I did.
But he spares the station from a complete shutdown, so he actually saves the day.
That's it.
Go Polo Primmin.
It would have shut down for an hour, and then Vantika could have escaped with the shipment, like he
you're
planned.
a polo-shirted hero.
Yeah, Primmin. And then we're back in Ops, and the wormhole has opened with the ship that's carrying the Duridium shipment, and Odo actually gives credit to Primmin.
In the most begrudging way. He says, "Your Lieutenant Primmin there spotted something." It's like, okay, way to show gratitude, Odo.
But he says that this guy saved everyone a lot of trouble.
Yeah, well
So
done, Odo. Just maybe learn to do it with a smile next time.
He can't smile.
No, he can't.
Wow.
Sorry.
But then what? A runabout has been deployed. What runabout? And everyone is so slow to confirm that it's Bashir. And it's Bashir. And you know what? Odo is shook. He did not see it coming.
Everyone screwed up bad.
So then we're on board the freight ship. And the workers have really silly suits that have a bit of a Millennium Falcon design. On the
Yeah,
shirt.
I think they're just supposed to be like, we're just plain
Just
simple
grunts.
miners.
We are
Yeah.
some grunts and we're
We've been
miners.
mining
but
some Duridium.
the mercenaries beam aboard and have the lamest gunfight of all time. They're just like, I'm going to stand here and not move and pew, pew, pew.
I mean, Durag dude, he does it just with a dead face.
An
The face
unnamed
of a killer.
mercenary. He's like, are we done? Oh, no. A razor gun? No. No, we're done. It's done. All right.
Terrible.
Can I get paid, everyone?
These are
I'm going
Quark's dudes. These are the people Quark managed to
Going
wrestle
home.
up.
Oh. Bashir/Vantika beams aboard, and his line delivery is as painful as ever. And this is just a terrible look on Bashir, and it's embarrassing for everyone, including us watching this right now. It's like, I feel embarrassed sitting here watching it.
So not only is possession or body snatching a big horror trope, but it pops up all the time on Star Trek. And not only on the horror-themed episodes. Characters are possessed all the time. And I guess I was going to ask you, why do you think Star Trek is so obsessed with possession? Because it's not based in any sort of science at all. It's never going to be a good character-driven episode because the character's not even there, like their body's been stolen. But I think literally every single main character on Star Trek has been possessed at one time or another. And they tend to be most of my least favorite episodes.
I mean, I think it has a long history in the theatre.
Apparently, the body stealing goes back all the way to like an H.G. Wells short story from 1896. It's called The Story of the Late Mr. Elvisham, where an old man tricks a young man into swapping bodies with him.
Is that the beginning of the trope?
In modern storytelling, they've traced it to H.G. Wells.
Surely there's some ancient Greek.
Yeah, so maybe as a sci-fi trope, they credit H.G. Wells. Yeah.
I think it is a chance in a weekly show to give the actors something to do that isn't being their weekly character.
Yeah, it's maybe a gift to the actors.
Yeah.
It's just weird then that 9 times out of 10, the way they play it is this cold ham.
Yeah.
Like Troy was possessed at least twice, and every time she was like, "We have taken this body." "Captain, we will release the body." And it's just, no one enjoys it. And I hate possession episodes.
Yeah, but I don't hate this episode, I've got to say.
It's just so much fun.
It's really fun and so silly.
Although this is really rough watching
This scene in particular is probably the worst thing that happens. The station tries to track to beam them, and it works because they stole the shunt.
Yeah, we caught that shunt.
Got that subspace shunt in the poo factory.
Is Subspace Shunt a good name for a heavy metal rock band? We are Subspace Shunt.
Yeah, or like an indie band from 2006. And Bashir/Vantika says, "But that's not possible. Hailing us."
Hailing us?
And it's very like anime villain. So like, do it. It's so bad.
It's rough.
Then he hails Cisco, and he literally does the fingertips pressed together villain thing as he's hailing Cisco.
A fine trope catch.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, did you have that?
No, missed that one.
Oh, cool. Cisco wants to know if Bashir is okay, and Vantika replies that as humans say, his body is fit as a fiddle. Looks rather good on me, don't you think?
And ironically, maybe Vantika doesn't even know how arrogant and conceited Bashir is. He just gets it because I guess...
Maybe part of the brain in the fingernail scrapey, it's all melded. Yeah. I don't know.
And does he know fit as a fiddle from Life as Vantika or Bashir's brain? We're thinking way too much about this.
Look,
I hate myself.
No, but it's a weird choice, the whole thing.
It's all so
many weird choices. And he's also doing lots of, like, the big O's in his pronunciation, and the word doctor in particular it's very like Doctor Who. Doctor.
And keep in mind, this was the actor's second attempt at this voice.
I've kept it in mind since you told me.
May we never forget.
But basically he's using Bashir's body as a bargaining chip because he's saying, I'll blow us all up.
And we're about to find out just how much everyone really cares about Bashir.
And they're like, we'll do it, whatever.
Please, take him off our hands.
And then there's the trope of you have 1 minute or you have, arbitrary amount of time to decide.
You have 1 minute.
You have 1 minute.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, exactly. So then Dax has a brainwave and she uses the old fingernail tiny generator technology to disrupt the brain pattern that's in Bashir of Vantika. Is that correct?
Again, the tech actually made sense logically, but it was complete nonsense at the same time.
Yes. And she does it in a minute, I guess. Yeah. So they try to stall Vantika, and then Dax just throws this all together because she's a genius, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what? Durg, he doesn't want a bar of this crazy suicide
Poor
plan.
Durg.
Because Vantika's all like, I'll blow us all up. And Durg's like, what? No.
Durg has another TV trope. Are you crazy? Are you insane? Right when the villain's really getting over the top. And then, of course, Vantika turns around and shoots poor Durg.
Yeah. And
he's had a rough life, Durg, and that's how it ends.
We don't know Durg's life. Maybe it was great.
Well, he spent the whole time people assuming he's a criminal because of his, like, bearded Buffy demon face.
But he was a criminal.
Well, maybe he had to turn to that because he was misunderstood and he couldn't get a real job.
Wow.
Poor Durg.
Look, at least
Pour one out for Durg.
At least he had his waistcoats. They were good.
His funeral is going to be a snazzy affair.
But it's pretty funny because when Vantika Bashir turns around to shoot Durg, it's like a full-on... this is a Zoolander reference, like blue steel moment. Yeah. He like pouts. That's really good.
Yeah, he's giving blue steel as Vantika. It's amazing.
They then send through the beam, and then we get the actual worst acting of the entire series.
Oh, this is when I just feel genuinely sorry for the actor.
But I don't, because he did it.
But he had to. He was contracted.
But he could have done it better.
Could he? Maybe. All right, fine. Talk us through it.
I do not feel bad for him. He did it. He acted this. He's like, I want to be a professional actor. And then he was like, yes, this is what I will now do while being filmed.
Yeah, I guess this is what you get for signing up to be on a sci-fi show. I guess I just think it was horribly written, but maybe it was also horribly acted.
But think about what Patrick Stewart could have done with that scene.
Oof, all right. You got me there.
I'm not...
No, you got me there. Sure. Yeah.
But instead, Bashir, he gets his little brain shooties and he looks like he's got a really bad case of the nits. Lice. He's all...
Yeah. When the Vantika's being blasted out of him.
When he's getting the...
Yeah, he like claws at lice in his head. Yeah, so he gets blasted with Dax's electroshock wave and he scratches at the lice in his scalp.
And it's a choice. And it's a terrible choice.
Oh.
When you've got psoriasis, you're not supposed to scratch it, Bashir.
And then Bashir comes back to himself for a second. And he sort of plays the dumb, clueless Bashir for a moment.
He's back.
But wait.
And he goes to lower the shields because they tell him to do that. But then Vantika's sort of taking control of him. No!
Vantika's fighting for control.
But then you think you've seen some really bad acting. But then they beam Bashir aboard. And he pretends, the actor, what's his name again?
Sadiq Al-Fadl.
Is pretending to be Vantika, pretending to be Bashir.
Yes.
And no part of any of that do I believe.
Yes, it's not.
And nor does anyone else. Cisco just phases him and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. It's, it's actually one of my favorite horror tropes is that like you think you killed him, but.
Yeah.
Where like the sort of last gasp.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have minded like one last lunge, but Cisco's like, no, You're clearly Vantika and I'm shooting you.
You're a terrible actor. So to round things up, Dax moves the Vantika brain patterns to a little Discman. And then they wake up Bashir, who says, I have the worst headache. And Dax and Cisco find this hilarious for some reason.
It's just as cringe as Bashir's whole acting.
I prefer to think they're just laughing at his pain.
Yeah.
I feel like Cisco and Dax are like,
this idiot.
Nailed this.
Yeah.
Like, Dax was a genius, and I was a great manager. I'm Cisco in this retelling.
Obviously.
You could be Dax.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw your posture completely change as you
inherited
Dax.
The lives of 7 brilliant shows before
But
me.
Also an actress who was a model with impeccable posture.
Thank you.
It's
like I just got possessed. This is how you do it, Sid. They call him Sid.
Do they?
No.
That's nice.
That's nice.
And then we have the closing scene.
Yeah.
And we have Bashir admitting to Kajada that they should have listened to her. And you know what? She's pretty gracious about the whole thing. She accepts that.
Yeah, it's graciousness all around. It's like the professionalism of any procedural crime show. Like, we did it. We caught the bad guy. Good work.
Yeah, good work, team. And I respect you, but don't get on my turf again.
Yeah, exactly.
Bashir says that he can't remember it and he's quite humiliated by this whole thing. And I am also embarrassed for him.
We're all so embarrassed for Bashir and Sid.
And then Kajada asks if she can take control of the prisoner whose brain is inside this Discman. And she just shoots it, destroys it.
Yeah.
And no one seems to care anything about that. And that's the end of the episode.
What did you think of that almost anticlimactic suddenness?
I mean, in the logic of the episode, sure. Silly as silly does.
It was very abrupt, but it was actually maybe the one like flouting of a horror trope. Because normally
you keep it.
You keep especially like a supervillain like Vantika, you let him get away for him to come back for a sequel. And they're like, nah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Part of me was kind of sad. He's a supervillain who cheats death. He's finally met his end. I don't know.
See, I loved this for every Ellen Ripley out there who just wanted Alien to die. People kept bringing Alien back.
No, we're happy for her.
Yeah. The end, I guess. What a ride.
What a hoot. So yes, silly. I've got some final thoughts.
Yes, please.
Okay, whoops. Excuse me, man, I'm a mess. So just one last effort to give this episode as much credit as possible. I think it could have been salvaged if it changed some things in the end. So hear me out.
Okay. Skeptical.
Okay, so Vantika is being chased by Kajada, and the two of them are like this weird shadow parallel of Odo and Quark. Mm-hmm. Quark in the episode teams up with Vantika, but it actually seems out of character for Quark to be part of such a heinous, murderous plot. Like, I think Quark is a low-level criminal.
Yeah.
And I think he was in over his head.
Yeah.
So what if, once he realizes that he's in over his head, he and Odo team up, have a meeting of the minds, if you will. And then I think Vantika actually should have possessed Kajada, because then the two of them would have had this merging too. And so then Odo and Quark could have tricked the Vantika Kajada, and this sort of like lighter, warmer version of the cop and criminal outsmarted this deathly...
I'd watch the heck out of that.
Right? And that would have been interesting for like all 4 characters.
But you know what? I feel like Star Trek, it really shies away from its both homosocial and homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
Men, they actually can't be too close unless they're doing something manly, which is very weird.
Yeah.
And they just can't have too close a relationship.
Would Odo and Quark working together once be a step too far, even for these people who clearly think the world of each other?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could have worked because Quark, there's times when he has been over his head on the series and he doesn't want to be an accomplice to murder, for example. And I think he could have like run to Odo and been like, help, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry, I was just trying to make a buck. But you're right, it maybe would have been too homosocial.
Yeah.
I mean, Bashir O'Brien, Kim and Paris.
But what the two do is very heteronormative. They get together and they play out heteronormative fantasies.
They roast each other.
So they're basically watching sports.
Yeah.
Like,
sitting in a bar.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or they go to the holo suites or the holodeck and they play out their hetero fantasies of being cowboys and Indians or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's
pretty much the friendships that exist.
Like, let's pretend we're as macho as possible.
They're on a fantasy football team together.
Actually, both of those pairings just live these fantasy lives in the holodeck together. Lily, you're good.
Thanks. Sometimes when I've Muscadet about.
This was a good time, and the wine definitely helped.
Yeah, I feel like the crispness sort of cut through the silliness.
The complete silliness.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we watch some fashion? Should we fashion watch?
I was really hoping you'd sing it again because it was chef's kiss last time.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you have a fave?
I mean, it's the Derg of it all, isn't it?
and his Aladdin buddy minus the do-rag.
Look, I don't know if Aladdin buddy makes the cut for me.
But Derg was just splendid.
He was.
He was resplendent.
He was. Shout out to Kajada for rocking that strong outfit.
Knowing her
Not
colors.
Maroon. I'm rethinking that color. I'm going to say it's plum.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you corrected it for the record.
Sorry, everybody. Wow.
And I guess may Pirate Shirt
Pirate
live
shirt.
on.
And
Because that red pluffy with some matching gray
did you say
harem.
pluffy?
Fluffy. A red fluffy shirt and gray harem pants. It's a look for the ages.
And I'm excited to see where this gambling addiction leads and what kind of havoc it wreaks on his personal life.
As he descends further into gambling addiction, I just hope he never changes his costume.
Only time will tell. Any fashion don'ts? I was thinking we could do that.
Do-rags, unless you're a black man in the
Agreed.
20th or 21st century.
Yeah, agreed.
And maybe like someone else's body. I don't think you should wear that.
Yeah, unethical.
I think it's just rude.
You might be fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle.
But you know what? Doesn't look good on you.
It's not a good
Doesn't
look.
look good on you.
Never a good look.
Oh, shout out to the portable medikit.
Yeah.
As an accessory that I do want.
Let me see if I can track one down for you.
Oh no, dibs on the purple mugs first.
Okay, that-
if
you
you're
first.
finding me
Yeah.
accoutrement.
So next week is what many consider the worst Deep Space Nine episode of all time.
So excited that you're recapping this, and I'm so excited that I'm doing my hot takes. Ah, such fun, such fun.
Always. All
Such
right,
lots.
everyone. Weigh in with your own hot takes at deepspacewine_podcast. And we'll see you all next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.